Do yet. They're applauding.
So sorry, the performers couldn't make it tonight, so we're just going to continue talking for the entire time. Anyway, welcome to the Ripton Community Coffee House, right here in Lincoln. So I explained this last time, but I just want to reiterate for those who weren't here, this is the most confusing thing possible, but come September, so, you know, we're going to continue through May here, and then come September, the first Saturday of every month is going to be here again, but it won't be the Ripton Community Coffee House. It's going to be, what is it going to be called?
It's going to be Burnham Presents, and Burnham Hall Presents, and I will be presenting. Yeah. And, so if you're enjoying, you know, being here, when the clipboards come around and you want to be on the mailing list for that, just say yes.
And if you want to also help out baking for these concerts, you can also put bake on there.
Because occasionally we're an all volunteer crew, and occasionally we need somebody to bake a few things, and so we would love your help. I do want to say thank you for being here tonight. This is really wonderful to see this big room of people for these guys. So I know you can do other things, and I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, and with the weather tonight, you know, I kind of feel like we're news people whenever we move back and forth like that from the local news, but we're not. Anyway, so I know it looks like we should be, but anyway, so the Ripton Community Coffee House, however, is going to be back in Ripton. And we're going to become an occasional thing. So probably like 2 concerts in the fall, probably the third Saturday of the month, and then maybe 3 concerts in the spring will happen. So there will be, at the Ripton Community House, another music thing happening. But so we're not, you know, it kind of seems silly to be the Ripton Community Coffee House in Lincoln. So we're going to be the Ripton Community Coffee House in Ripton. You can imagine.
And we're still friends.
So now you're going to be able to hear even more music. Yeah.
So you probably know that if you've been here before, we pass these clipboards around, and we give away some CDs. We give away a pair of tickets for the next show of your choice. And not everybody always gets to sign it. So during the break, they will be on the piano if it didn't reach you. So. And I'm going to go hand these out, and Richard will introduce these fine performers.
Okay. Okay. So it really is amazing that we have not just one great performer, but 2 great performers who are performing together. And it's just incredible that we were able to get them at the stage, and so we're going to have a wonderful evening. So I don't really need to say much more about that, but so Seamus Egan and Yann Falquet, everybody.
You got very quiet all of a sudden. Well, that didn't take long.
Forgot how loud it was. We try again.
It's all right.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
Seamus Egan.
Yann Falquet. Thank you so much. Well, how are you all doing? Well, it's very nice to be here with you this evening. This is our first show of the new year, and it's very nice to be celebrating that with you all here. Here, pretty much at home. From my resolution for 2023 is every show needs to be 10 minutes from my house, because I could really get used to this. Oh well. Well, then we should talk, because I think we could work something out quite easily. And now Burnham Hall is starting to feel like my local. We were here last week for the Lincoln Library show, and that was a lovely evening for some of you who were here. And here we are doing it again. So, yeah.
Unstoppable.
Let's see what we're doing next week. We'll try to keep it going. But hope you all had a wonderful holidays and Happy New Year and all of that kind of stuff. And we got stuck in there. You weren't that loud, actually.
No.
Once the banjo gets going, it's nothing is loud.
Everything is relative.
Yeah, exactly. So we started off there with a tune that was written by a very good friend of ours, a piano accordion player from Chicago, a fellow by the name of Jimmy Keane. He wrote it a number of years ago after he had a fairly memorable evening in Charleston, West Virginia. His version of the tune is quite a bit different. It's a bit more boisterous than the version that we played, but he had a very different evening than we're having so far. That's not to say things couldn't get out of control later, but we didn't want to set the bar too high right from the jump. So our version of that tune is a little more sedate than Jimmy intended. He called the tune, in a blinding burst of inspiration, the Charleston. So that's what we started with there, and then went into an old traditional tune that is called The Contradiction. So right.
I think so.
Or is it? We don't know. Most people don't get that. That's great. Thank you. I've been trying that for years and nothing. This is going to be the best year ever, Yann.
Oh yeah, it's off to a good start.
Right, what we do next? I'll pick up one of these.
Yes.
All right.
Any of these.
Well, not any of them, because you pick up the wrong one, and oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Thank you. They were a couple of old jigs. The first tune was called Miller's Maggot. And I'm not really sure what it's about, but it's not about a maggot in the traditional sense. I've heard too many versions of what it is about to go into. We'd be here all night. The controversy would be overwhelming. And then the tune after that was a tune called Tim Hoban's. So that's for all of you taking notes this evening. Or those at home who can Google right now, because I know you're not supposed to be using your phones in here. Well, we're going to continue with a tune that I wrote a little while ago. And I guess I moved here from Philadelphia about 4 years ago. And you know, any of you who've gone through a move are probably familiar with the experience of driving a U-Haul from the place you're leaving to the place that you're going to, and so that's what I was doing. I got a big U-Haul and drove up from Philadelphia, and after about forever, I finally crossed into Vermont, and the first sort of welcoming sign that I saw was a sign that said, "Welcome to Orwell," and at that moment it worked for me on so many levels, and and so I thought to myself, if I actually survive this and I make it to Bristol, I will write a tune in memory of seeing that first welcoming sign here in Vermont. So that's what I did, and I called it "Welcome to Orwell." So, but every time I see that sign now, when I pass it, it makes me smile.
I've never seen this sign. Where is it?
It's in Orwell. It's just before you get to Orwell. It's like right there. You can't miss it. It's I'm a font of local knowledge now. Yeah. Right, here we go.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Even
That's right. Yeah. You see, I'm being particularly cautious here. Just for those, they're called low whistles and whistles. They're all in different keys, and a couple of them look very identical. And if the wrong one ends up being picked up at the wrong time, it's quite catastrophic. It's one of those things you can't hide. Everyone knows, so it's just this constant sort of. So I look at it and I go, "Are you right?"
Danger.
Okay. Yeah, it is danger. So. Oh. See? They're out to get me, even when I'm not going near them. Okay. Lethal. Oh, now it's out of tune.
the whistle we did.
Much better. Okay. One, two, three, two, three. Thank you. Thanks very much. That ending catches us by surprise as well. Well, one of the things that I sort of became aware of in a very sort of different way since moving here to Vermont was the sort of my sort of relationship with time changed pretty slowly at first and then drastically, but mainly because well, you know, when lockdown happened and then we were all sort of kind of in, you know, stuck at home for all that time, like so many other musicians from all around the planet, we became very bad gardeners and
Bad bakers.
bad bakers, bad gardeners, but in my case, a very bad gardener. And but one of the one of the sort of outcomes of that, in a sort of nice way, was that how I sort of kept track of time changed. And you know, instead of having to race off to some airport or wherever, it was sort of looking out the window and kind of seeing how the plants were coming along, or during looking out after winter and the middle of May and going, okay, maybe we can plant now, and sort of kind of keeping track in a very, very different way of how time was progressing. And but one of those, particularly last winter, after our second winter sort of being unable to go anywhere, I became very appreciative of going outside and just for that glimmer, however short, just when the sun would kind of break out and you just feel that bit of warmth. And, again, in May, Yann. And I would feel so grateful and so appreciative of that sensation of that sort of cold air around you and the warmth of the sun hitting your exposed forehead. And then I came to realize that, I'd sort of written a tune for this sort of for this feeling. And then I realized there was an actual word for such a sensation. And it's called Apricity, which was, I was like, okay, that's great. So I wrote this, I named this tune, Apricity. It's not a spelling bee, Yann. Using the sentence. So I wrote this tune, and it's for that feeling, which we'll be looking forward to any minute now. It's called the Apricity Waltz. Oh, I should also mention that this tune is on a brand new album that just came out just before Christmas, and the album is called Good Winter. And as luck would have it, we've got some down there by the door. So, but there'll be more about that before the end of the evening. So here we go.
R I C.
Yeah,
I'm stumped.
really? No, keep going.
C I
You got it.
T
Yeah.
Y.
Oh, look at that. I thought you'd get an applause for that, Yann. But everyone who didn't clap, they already knew how to spell it, I think.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, let's try this. Oh my God. Lethal. Right. Thank you. Well, I think it's well past time to have a song from this man here, Yann Falquet.
Well, thank you. Don't mind if I do. How are you? Good. Okay. Well, if you don't know me, maybe you'll appreciate that my spelling bee prowess now that you know that English is not my first language. So we'll go with more difficult words as the evening goes by. But that was my start. So thank you for your support, and I'll sing in French for you if it's okay. Do a song called La Frégate. Frégate is a type of boat. I think like a pirate boat type ship, I think. But the story is this frégate is just going to the sea in the harbor just by the side of the coast. And one of the sailors sees this woman who's in distress by the side of the water. And he says, "What's wrong?" And she says, my golden ring, it fell in the water. It was very expensive. And he says, "Well, would you what would you give me if can you pay me if I go and dive and bring it back to you? And she says, I'm too poor, but I would, maybe you can get my heart. You can, it was a very quick deal, but she said, we can marry if you get it for me. And he said, sure. He jumps, and the first dive, he almost touches it. It goes a little deeper. Second dive, barely catches it, and the third time, he never comes back. No, it's very sad. It's tragic. So,
I'm glad I hadn't asked you what the song was about.
yeah, you'll have to rethink your parts. No, there you go. It's unclear if she's very sad or maybe she was happy with her trick and she has a bucket of golden rings behind her. Oops! And then next boat comes. All right, La Frégate for you.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. One, two, three, four.
Mon joli cœur de rose dans la mer touché, joli cœur d'un rosier. Il y avait une demoiselle, mon joli cœur de rose, sur la rive qui pleurait, joli cœur d'un rosier. Je pleure mon anneau d'or, mon joli cœur de rose, dans la mer est tombé, joli cœur d'un rosier. Que donneriez-vous, belle, mon joli cœur de rose, si j'allais le chercher, joli cœur d'un rosier? Pauvre fille, mon joli cœur de rose, je ne puis rien donner, joli cœur d'un rosier. Que mon cœur en mariage, mon joli cœur de rose, pour un anneau donné, joli cœur d'un rosier. Se dépouille, mon joli cœur de rose, dans la mer plongé, joli cœur d'un rosier. À la première plonge, mon joli cœur de rose, l'anneau d'or a touché, joli cœur d'un rosier. À la deuxième plonge, mon joli cœur de rose, l'anneau d'or a sonné, joli cœur d'un rosier. À la troisième plonge, mon joli cœur de rose, le galant s'est noyé, joli cœur d'un rosier.
Yann Falquet.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. sometimes when I do the song, you see me, I look at Seamus and do a little cue, and I warn him before the scary parts of the song, because otherwise he gets a little upset. So.
Well, I really appreciate it too. Thank you. It doesn't take much. Well, about 10 or so years ago, I was put out an album with the band that I was a part of for many years, a band called Solace, and thank you. It was a record that was based on a family story from my family's history. I had a great uncle, a fellow by the name of Michael Conway, who came from Ireland. He came to America in the early 1900s, first to Philadelphia, and then shortly after he was there, he went on all the way out to Butte, Montana. And Butte was a place that was, around that time, was a fairly popular destination for a lot of Irish immigrants. Back in the mid to late 1800s, they discovered the largest vein of copper ore anywhere in the North American continent, right there in Butte. And just overnight, Butte became this boom town, and people from all over the world ended up making their way to Butte. But there was probably no country that was better represented than Ireland. Outside of Ireland, there was more. Butte had more Irish speakers than any other place on the planet. It was a very, very popular spot for Ireland. It was when we were out there and doing research for the album and kind of learning about Butte and learning about my great uncle, we came across a letter that someone had written to his family back in Ireland, and he was letting them know that he was getting on fine, and but in particular he wanted his brother to come and join him, and in the letter he said, "Come directly to Butte, don't even stop in America." So, and it's true, for the longest time, no matter, you could be leaving Ireland to go to America, and not Butte, but you would refer to America as Butte. No matter where you were going. That's how popular a place it was to end up for Irish immigrants at that time. But my great-great-uncle, Michael Conway, he ended there in 1913. Things didn't work out all that well for him. It's not a happy ending. I won't get into it now because we seem to be having a lovely time, and I don't want to bring us all down. But yeah, it didn't work out so well. But his story and the story of Butte sort of inspired us to write an album that we called Shamrock City, which was one of the names of Butte, Montana. Hugely popular on this side of the room. Thank you. We can talk later. Thank you. And we're going to play one of the instrumental tracks from the album for you now, and it's called Girls on the Line. We'll see how this keeps going out of tune. Thank you. Thanks so much. Well, we are going to do one more, and then we're going to take a short break for some light refreshments. You're starting early. Okay.
And cookies.
And cookies.
A plethora of cookies.
We saw what was down there earlier. It's kind of amazing.
It's fantastic. It's, the macaroons. The macaroons.
The second set might be considerably faster.
For the first half.
Yeah, and then there's going to be a crash near the end. But it could get exciting, so you don't want to leave. Well, we're going to finish with another couple of tunes that I wrote, these tunes were written for an album that came out in 2020, right before everything stopped, which was, I thought, wonderful timing on my part. Great time to release an album. Anyway, the album is still exists. In fact, it's here this evening, which is amazing. So we're going to do, the album is called Early Bright, and the tune is called Bee Bump Bounce. So it means nothing. It's just in case you're going to think about what that could possibly mean, it's nothing. So we'll play this, take a short break, and we'll see you shortly. But this, if you feel like dancing, you're dancers, I can tell. Yeah. So you can get up and before it gets too fast in the second set. Right. Oh, we're going to do that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I won't. I'll try this.
Yeah, looks good.
Trying new positions for 2023. 3, 4. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We will see you very shortly. Thank you.
Woo! Yowza. Hey, there's some goodies downstairs. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. And there's some baskets on the table if you'd like to put a little donation in there to help keep us going. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Oh, and if you didn't get to sign on the clipboard, they'll be on the piano. Right? Oh, and if you have an empty cup, bring it to the kitchen or put it in the bucket on the piano. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, am I there? I'm here. Did everybody have a nice break? Yes? Good. I want to make a couple of announcements here, and then we'll do a raffle. Just want to make sure you know, next month we have Mike and Ruthie here of the Mammals, which is really awesome. It's not the first Saturday, though. It's going to be the second Saturday, February 11th, because the first Saturday here is Hill Country Holidays, which has been happening for decades. Probably, is there somebody here who knows how long it's been, Hill Country Holidays has been going? 32? More than that. So anyway, and tickets are actually starting to go pretty quick. So if you want to go to that show, go on our website, and you might want to pick up a couple tickets for that. Other things going on in the area here is Valley Stage Productions, which often has PM Sundays shows. We have cards up front with that, but he's Don Sheldon was right there. He's having cookies somewhere. He's eating cookies. But he's having a special show on Tuesday, the January 24th. Larry and Joe. Sounds kind of funny, like just regular guys, but Irish and Venezuelan music. And apparently, he said, you just got to go to the website and check it out. Phenomenal artist. And also, January 18th at Tillerman is Driveway Wilson, which is kind of a, where is he? It's kind of like a Freeway Clyde, Michael Chorney's condensed band with a trio. So that's at Tillerman on the 18th. And we're going to have a raffle. And I'm asking my assistant, Sue White, to come on up here. Oh, yeah, you got to come up. You got to get up here. Okay, so what we usually do, we have a couple CDs we give away, and then we give away a pair of tickets, and I think I mentioned this earlier, to a show of your choice. But if you do win the tickets, please shoot us an email a week or so before the show so that we know to save you a seat. So the first CD is going to be Molsky Mountain Drifters. If anybody saw Bruce Molsky here last month, fantastic. And this is his group with Molsky Mountain Drifters. And you need to get on the mic too, so go ahead.
Richard Reed.
Richard Reed, Molsky Mountain. Oh, okay. So go ahead and get another one ready. Oh, this is the Bluegrass Gospel Project. So I think this is their last CD before they disbanded. It's a really sweet record.
First night out, I just talked with Karen Leaders. It's their first night out since March of 2020. They just want to sing.
Yay! Oh, here it is. Sue White does not need a microphone. Okay, and so and the next one is a couple tickets to a show coming up of your choice. So,
Karen Swanson.
here we go. All right, you just
Thank you, Doc. That was so fun.
well, you're invited back anytime, Sue. So without further ado, Seamus Egan and Yann Falquet.
Well, you're still here, so that's nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was the macaroon playing for you.
I don't know where that came from. I didn't even have any sugar at intermission. Thank goodness. Thank you very, very much. That was there was a tune that well, it started with an old traditional tune that I'm trying to remember the name of now, and I can't. It's very old. It's not. No. Well, the tune after that. Yeah. So the tune after the traditional tune was one that I wrote, and it's called Tournesol, which I wrote in honor of a very long ago in the distant past, a little endeavor that I'd taken upon myself to try and grow a sunflower when we lived in Ireland when I was a kid, the west of Ireland, where, let's just say, it's not where you would start a sunflower. So, yeah. It didn't go well. But we were thinking that we might try a tune that has never actually been played live anywhere. If that would be okay for you folks to. Well, that's good. You're very brave. Because we were just working on this today. It's a tune from the new album that has never been played since it was recorded, and yeah, I won't go into too much detail, but it could get dangerous.
Looks dangerous.
Yann is now doubling as a whistle tech. So it's a tune that I wrote, I suppose last winter, and it's called Winter's Traveller. See how this goes. 3, 4. Thank you. Thanks very much. Well, we all survived that. Maybe we'll do it again another day, Jan. Well, this is I'm going to continue now with another tune, and you write tunes for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes for no reasons at all, and sometimes for a very specific reason. And this next tune was written for the very specific reason of it was written for the occasion of my youngest sister, my little sister, running off and getting married and not telling her mother. Exactly. It was one of those circumstances that called for a banjo tune. Very quickly. I have found that in those sort of awkward family moments, if there's a banjo to hand, grab it. It's very disarming to everyone, and it can smooth over any number of awkward circumstances. So that's how this tune came about, and I called the tune Mr. and Mrs. Walsh, which is my sister's married name now, but it's also how our mother refers to her youngest daughter and her new son-in-law, but in the most affectionate of ways, of course. So yeah. And actually, yeah, so the tune kind of starts quite majory, like in a very major key. So it's quite cheery. That's before my mom knows anything. And we don't want to get into a theory class here, but it's just a little sort of like little notes you can kind of follow along the plot. Wait, you confused me there. Oh no, we haven't gotten there yet. Wait. She doesn't know yet, so we're cheery. Everything's good. But there's a part in the tune where it goes minory. Yeah, and that's when she finds out. And then it gets cheery again because it all worked out and everyone's happy. So you can just follow along. It's pretty self-explanatory, or not. Probably not. So here's Mr. and Mrs. Walsh.
Yes.
Did you hear that? I'm sorry. It's a little weird. Yeah. Okay. Three, four. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, we were playing around in the house this afternoon, and we realized that, well, maybe not in the whole scheme of things, but that between us, we actually had two of the tiniest instruments that we could play at the same time. Yeah. They're so small. So we thought, well, we couldn't pass up this opportunity to play two of the tiny instruments at the same time, or at least try to. So yeah, Jan is a wonderful jaw harp player. So it has a string on it, so he doesn't lose it.
You should have a string on your whistles.
I know. Well, very good. Don't you? Well, yeah. So we're going to play a couple of tunes with tin whistle and jaw harp. I don't know if it's ever been done before.
Perhaps not.
Perhaps, and maybe it was, and then they thought better of it. We're about to find out. So
They didn't tell us.
this has never happened before. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. We're going to start this thing, and
Yes.
we're going to have to see it through. Okay. Yann Falquet, everyone. There you are. I think we've got the beginnings of a vaudeville act. It's coming back, Jan. It's coming back.
All right.
And now
Well,
for
let's,
something completely different.
Completely different, yes. We'll do Québécois song for you. And in fact, it's the story of a young man who's leaving. It's called Le Départ, the departure, and really it captures that sentiment when you're about to leave for perhaps a very long time and just thinking of your family and of what could possibly bring you comfort while you're away from home. And in that particular case, this young man is leaving Quebec, we assume, for California and to find gold. So it's not completely different from Seamus' great uncle who ended up in Butte. And we can imagine things don't always end well in these stories. So this is called Le Départ. Just make sure this holds in place.
Je suis sur mon départ pour changer de pays. J'entreprends le voyage de la Californie. Oh, adieu père et mère, adieu tous mes amis. Je prendrai pour partage le souci et l'ennui. Dans ces pays sauvages, on est bien éloigné. Faire un si long voyage, il faut bien en parler. Si Dieu vient à mon aide, j'espère que dans 2 ans, au retour du voyage, j'irai voir mes bons parents. Dans un vaisseau de guerre, je me suis embarqué, surpris par la tempête, j'ai bien failli me noyer. J'ai bien causé de peine à tous mes bons parents, de la tristesse encore de perdre leurs enfants. Chercher tant de trésors, souvent dans le voyage, on n'y trouve que
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Well, that was a tune that I wrote a little while ago, and it's called Everything Always Was. We're going to continue now with another tune that I wrote, this time for, it was on the occasion of the birth of one of my little nephews. His name is Hugo, and this tune is called Hugo's Big Reel. So. How's everyone doing now? Good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hugo. Oh, Hugo Boss? Hugo Waltz.
Is he Hugo Walsh, or is it a different cousin?
Oh, that's a very good question. No. No.
different set.
Yeah. But yeah, we're nearing the end of the evening. I know, but we're not finished just yet. Yay. Yay! But soon, in the very near future, we will be finished, and before that happens, we would like to thank you all very much for coming out this evening and making us feel so very welcomed here at Burnham Hall. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. A huge thank you to Beth for everything that you've been doing, and thank you for inviting us to be part of the series. A big thank you to all the volunteers, all the lovely food and sweets, which I hope there's some left. Macaroons. And big thank you to Mark for doing the sound for us tonight. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to this gentleman here, Mr. Yann Falquet.
The nylon string guitar, the 4-string banjo, a plethora of whistle, including the second smallest instrument in the band. This is Seamus Egan, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Well, we'll afterwards we'll be down there near the lamp to say hello and maybe sign a cultural artifact or two. That's what some people call CDs. But we're going to finish with another few tunes that I wrote. The first tune is a tune that I wrote ages ago, and it's called "It's Still Raining." I think I was answering a question. I'm not sure. I don't remember anything about how this tune came about, but that's what it's called. And the tune after that is, the thing is, once you start writing tunes for nieces and nephews, you can't really stop. It's not that they care, but their sisters care. And so that's how this next tune came about. It was written for another nephew, and his name is Grady Fernando, actually. And the tune for him is called Grady Fernando Comes to Town. So we'll leave you with these. Thanks once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yann Falquet. Well, Happy New Year to you. You're very kind. Thank you so, so much. This has been a great way to kick off the year. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, let's see. I think we'll leave you with another track from the new album, and it's actually the title track called Good Winter. Yeah, wish you all a good winter, and we'll see you soon. So take care.
And we even saw through the window it started snowing during the second set. So yeah. Just for your album, so you can thank Seamus when you shovel your car or brush the snow off your windshield.
Yeah. Right, okay. That's how it started and how it's going. Yes. Still the same. I keep moving it back and I still keep hitting it. I don't know what in the world. All right. Anyway, whatever happens, it'll be fine. Oh, I start, don't I?
You start.
Yeah, okay. Okay. That's very close. It's good to get everything just right for the last time. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Safe home. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Drive safely. Check out Seamus's CDs back there and talk to Yann about his project, too. Jantakoram, which will be at Festival on the Green this July. It seems like a long way away.